This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. I love being here helping you with playing the guitar. In this video, I'm going to give some simple maintenance tips for taking care of the guitar. Now, this video does accompany the introductory section of my Chords and Harmony Books 1 and 2 Method Book, as well as my Note Reading Books 1 and 2 Method Book and my Tablature Method Book. All three of these books have the same introductory section. If you turn to page 6 in any of those books, you'll find where it talks about the materials that I'm going to be supplementing here in this video. Okay, so some simple maintenance tips. The first thing is it's best to store the guitar in a case. That's probably a no-brainer. But guitars tend to get hurt when they're sitting against a piece of furniture or even on a guitar stand that gets tipped over or hanging on the wall when they're not in use. So it's best to secure them in a case, and then especially secure them in a case when we're traveling. There are some really great soft padded cases that may even be better than some of the hard cases, but generally speaking, hard cases are better than a simple old gig bag. So, but any case is better than no case, so having it stored in a case is a good idea. Another thing is to use a polish from time to time to clean and polish the guitar finish. The oils in our hands, they get on there, we can get some fingerprints, sometimes you get dirt, and it can be really great to just polish it up from time to time. I tend to do it when I change the strings on my guitar. Now, when you're using a polish, you want to make sure that it is a guitar finish polish, a polish that is made for guitars. And then with that, you want to watch whether it's a lacquer based or a non-lacquer based. Some guitar finishes are lacquer based and some are not lacquer based. So you just want to make sure that whatever polish you're using matches the type of finish that you have on your guitar. Now, the third thing, and this is one of the reasons that it really helps to keep it inside of a case, is that humidity can be a problem for the guitar. If the guitar gets too dry, the wood shrinks. That can change the tuning. We can get buzzing happening. It just alters things. And if a guitar gets way too oversaturated with moisture, it expands and it can cause some things to change as well. Even the glue in a guitar can start to lose its grip, so to speak, when we get too much moisture. So we want to watch the humidity level on a guitar. You can create a homemade humidifier. You can buy professional ones. I have lots of guitars. I make homemade humidifiers, and I'm just going to walk you through that really quick. So what I do to make these is I take the pouch from a set of strings. So when I change the strings, I get a pouch with a lot of them. So you can pull out the extra papers, pull out the strings, but you've got the pouch. And then I'll just trim off the top. So when I trim off the top, it ends up looking something like this. So you can just trim that top off. Then what I'll do is just regular old basic sponge. Buy these on Amazon, buy them at Walmart. You used to be able to get them at the dollar store. Maybe you still can if you have a dollar store near you or something like that. But just a basic sponge. You moisten the sponge and then trim it to size. So I've trimmed a little bit off here. And then with it moist and the excess water squeezed out, we just go ahead and put it inside the pouch. And it's as simple as that. And then what I'll do is wipe off any extra moisture because we don't want the guitar to get wet. And I'll put more than one. I usually put a handful of these inside of my guitar cases. They'll release moisture into the guitar case. They'll keep the guitar nice and humidified. Once these get dry, everything's gotten a little bit too dry in there. I take the sponge out, re-moisten it, squeeze out the excess, and put it back in. So all I have to do is just keep these kind of damp, and they'll naturally release moisture into the air, keeping a nice even humidity level happening inside the case, which keeps our guitars nice and humidified at the level that works well for them. If you have a guitar that starts buzzing, chances are it's gotten dry, and it'd be really great to just give it a drink, so to speak. Not a real drink, but just get some moisture in that air to help that wood expand and get back to where it needs to be at its natural state. Not too dry and not oversaturated. So if you live in a really humid climate, I live in a dry climate, so I have a handful of these in a case. And if you live in a really humid climate, it may be a little bit different for you. Put a dry sponge in, maybe it soaks up some of that moisture. But even in humid climates, when we're indoors and we have the air conditioning systems that we have, or the heating systems that we have, they tend to blow air. So, and even fans, and that drier air can dry out the guitar. So that's one of the reasons it helps to keep it in the case, and just to keep a nice balanced amount of humidity inside that case to help keep our guitars functioning at their best levels. So that's some helpful maintenance tips. Now, the other thing that's covered on page 6, of course, is how to change the strings, but that's a little bit more involved process. So there's 3 videos that will come out after this one. One that covers how to change the strings, some tips and tricks for changing the strings on an acoustic, just a steel string acoustic guitar, one on an electric guitar, and one on a nylon string guitar. There's some slight differences between each of those. So there's 3 videos that will help you with changing the strings on a guitar, which is a great thing to do. Changing your own strings saves you some money, and it's pretty easy, so it's a great thing to be able to do. So hope you're having fun playing the guitar. Keep at it, take care, and I'll see you in more of these videos.
Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out more great content. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.